Good morning, everyone. Okay, so let's get into my low, my high, my active kindness. Um, I'll say that my low it's a little sad, I guess, but it's reasonably sad. Because, and I've talked about this before. This year, my brother got my twin nephews involved in soccer. It's like it's not even a league. It's literally just like a bunch of parents going to the soccer fields out in Big Flats, and they're just, kicking the ball, if that. That's how not much of it is, going on. And needless to say, being a very loving, proud, and supportive uncle that I am, of course, I am thrilled that they're doing it. However, all throughout their time playing soccer, my brother never let me, watch him. And believe me, as sad as it is, there really is a good reason for it. And that is, they're 2 years old. They can't keep focused on anything. They're too young to know how to do that. So, as you can imagine, if they saw their uncle, who they ask about and want to see, if they see me watch them play soccer, they're going to get distracted. They're not going to be able to do it. And I bring this up because yesterday was the last time they were playing soccer. So, aside from one video I saw them of, kicking the ball into a goal that's probably yay big or whatever, I really haven't been able to see him play soccer at all. I mean, again, I get why. My brother wanted to make sure that nothing distracted him. And it's not like they'll probably never play soccer again. I mean, full disclosure, my brother actually played soccer in high school. Actually, I did talk about that once. And I'm sure that somewhere along the way, my nephews will want to do it again, or, maybe my brother will have them do it again next year. And when they're a little bit older and have a bit more focus, then I'll probably be able to go and watch them. But needless to say, regardless, I'm still so very proud of my nephews. In fact, that could actually be my high. The fact that they made it through, if you even want to call it that, a season of soccer. And I'm proud of them for that. But there's some other things I have a high for as well. Obviously, I got to be with my folks yesterday evening, watched some TV, including America's Got Talent, had a wonderful dinner. It was wonderful. Although it was probably the most hodgepodgey dinner ever. I'll talk about that in a second. And my act of kindness is I helped set up and clear the table before and after dinner. So, there you go. Good morning and happy hump day, everybody. So, before I get into talking about America's Got Talent, my mom actually got to, because I taught this before. Normally, if I ever go and I see like one of those giant blocks of the Cabot Seriously Sharp Cheddar cheese, my mom is going to be using that to make mac and cheese because that's the cheese that she uses. But she doesn't really use all of it, and so she wanted to use that to make burgers. She got burger patties from Sam's Club, which were really good burger patties, by the way. Sam's Club is awesome. Anyway, so we had basically cheeseburgers. We had a salad, and I should probably preface this: we didn't have any buns with our burgers. So it was like cheeseburgers, a salad, and for a starch, my mom made rice. Again, it was a pretty hodgepodgey dinner, but it was a very good one, so I can't really complain. Let's see, we had that, and then we watched TV for a little while, watching America's Got Talent, and needless to say, a lot of the acts yesterday were fun. They were great, hilarious even. Let's see, what was the first one? well, I'm trying to remember all that. I mean, there was a legit choir formed by like NFL football players. That was awesome. That was really awesome. There was this little 10-year-old girl from the UK, and she was gonna, sing to the judges, with the exception of Howie, because Howie wasn't there. And okay, this is like the most unassuming looking little girl ever. Like, okay, she's a little girl and she's gonna sing. And then she started singing metal, like, whoa! like that sort of singing, whatever. And I gotta give credit for credits too. That's awesome. Come on, man, little 10-year-old girl singing metal? I mean, back then, if I was that kid's age doing something like that, like, my parents would probably, I don't know, take me to church or something. And it was so incredibly hilarious because Simon asked, have you seen the movie The Exorcist? Full disclosure, I personally have never seen the movie The Exorcist, but I know what it is. In fact, full disclosure, it's considered to be one of the scariest movies of all time. In fact, I do believe Doug Walker, many years ago, when he did his top 11 scariest characters, I believe he put Reagan from The Exorcist at number 2, I think. I think it was number 2. Because I remember Kathy Bates in Misery was on there. I remember, who's that guy? Javier Bardem as Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. He was on that list too. But Reagan was, I believe, this number 2 on that top 11 scariest characters list. And I believe number 1 was Hal. Oh, not the name of my brother, the HAL 3000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Was it the HAL 3000? But again, HAL from 2001: A Space Odyssey, that was number 1. Anyway, let's see, what else will happen on America's Got Talent? Okay, I have to talk about quite possibly the greatest prank I think I've ever seen in a long time. And there are these two friends who came up as rag dolls, and they were dancing, and obviously they were purposely not very good. And then it turns out to be like a bit, because the girls were really the Bella sisters in disguise. If you don't know who the Bella sisters are, they are 2 of the greatest female wrestlers of all time. And Nikki Bella was on America's Got Talent Extreme. So they wanted to prank Simon. And they got him. That was great. I mean, I love me a good prank, and that was good. Although I will admit, my mom and dad are watching this with me. Whew. And they're like, wow, they're taking it a little too far, aren't they? And like, yeah, we're like, by the end, yeah, it was a total bit. It was a total bit, but a funny one. There was this one guy, there were these 2 guys, one was playing the piano and the other one was singing, and he had like 2 sets of cards. The blue cards were like the name of a song, and the yellow cards are like characters. So he did like Drops to Jupiter, a song by SpongeBob. That's the only, he did like 4 others, but I can't remember. Like, one of the impressions was Ben Platt. Another was Simon Cowell himself. Donald Duck was another one. These are good impressions. And admittedly, because here's the thing, you guys know me, I'm a voiceover guy. I love doing voiceover. It would be my number 1 job if I was doing that for a living. And needless to say, I'm a bit particular about some of the voices that I've heard growing up and who I hear now doing a role. I have to say, for Donald Duck, this was very good. I was humbly impressed. That being said, if he ever wanted a job at Disney, I think he's got a little bit of a ways to go before he can catch up with Tony Anselmo, because he's been doing Donald Duck my entire life. How old it? He's got to be close to 70. I know Bill Farmer, who's the voice of Goofy, is near 70, if he isn't already. And Tony Anselmo is just a little bit younger. I don't know, I gotta look that up. But again, that was a good act. There was this really, really great dancer from Australia. He was incredible. Going to horse heads, I was surrounded by lots of, musical related people because, music, choir, that was the stuff I did. And you'd be surprised how many dancers were there. I was seeing exactly stuff like that all the time. So when I say something is good, it was really good. So there you go. By the way, I'm trying to save the one for the golden buzzer for last. Bear with me. The knife throwing brothers, they were awesome. And I'll never forget too, because both Heidi and Sophia were talking about if they were doing acts on America's Got Talent, what would they do? And Simon talks I would do something death-defying. And then they have the knives guy show up. There was a really great ventriloquist who came on there. He was great too. There's a lot of really great acts. But needless to say, I gotta talk about the golden buzzer, because it's exactly what the Anton Ego said in Ratatouille. A great artist can come from anywhere. And this 13-year-old girl from Poland, of all places, just blew everybody away. And Simon Cowell gave her the golden buzzer. I'm like, okay, that works. That totally works. She was incredible, phenomenal even. So, try to recall. Well, full disclosure, I actually am part Polish myself, so I guess the fact that she was Poland kind of resonated with me. I really should do a 23andMe. I really should. I know, because a few years ago, I tried to do the math in my head, trying to see how Irish I am. I think I'm about 60+% Irish, and the rest is everything else. Seriously, I got a hodgepodge, man. I got Irish, Scottish, Welsh, Polish. I think there's a little bit of German in there, maybe. Although, full disclosure, and if this wound up being exactly the same, then I wouldn't put it past it. But a few years ago, my brother actually did 23andMe, and the thing that surprised him the most was probably with anyone. I think he was 2% Nigerian or something. Which, listen, if I wind up getting anything like that, no, I'm not gonna identify as. I will not identify as black if I ever had any percent Nigerian in me. Please, I don't even look it. Why would I do that? But yeah, I just thought it was kind of neat to talk about. But I know for a fact I am Polish to some degree. And again, this was a really, really great act. And last night was a wonderful evening. So in terms of what my plans are today, for once my mom is usually never off on a Wednesday. So already that's a good sign of probably possibly having a really good day. Probably going to go, well, not probably, I will be seeing her, and we're going to have a nice dinner. It should be wonderful. And considering that she didn't make mac and cheese last night, well, she'll probably make it today or something. And, actually, I wonder. Because she almost actually said, because I remember she was making burgers last night. She's like, man, we could have had bacon burgers. I wonder if she'll put bacon in the mac and cheese if she makes that. Because she's made bacon mac before. That'd be awesome. I mean, y'all gotta be a hater if you don't like bacon, right? I mean, personally, I have a deep love for bacon just simply because, you know, it was the first food to ever blow my mind because, seriously, I was probably way older than I should have been when I learned that bacon was actually meat. I didn't care, it just tasted good, you know? Bacon was the first topping I legit ever liked on my pizza. So there you go. And, although I will admit, it took me embarrassingly longer than it should have for me to actually cook bacon thoroughly. Normally, I just bake my bacon. That's what I do. Baking bacon is awesome. I went from talking about my nephews playing soccer in America's Got Talent to bacon. That's the video. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and follow me on social platforms on YouTube. I'm here at this video for all of you guys watching. Your friend, it will be a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And remember, I want to talk to you. I'll be here to let you know. Always have your back. Take care and make good choices. Have a nice day.